Frederik's bold and emotional move to defend his nephew shocks Denmark. Welcome to BNews. In the often unforgiving world of monarchy, where titles are both a privilege and a burden, one man has taken an extraordinary stand, and the ripple effect is shaking the very foundation of royal tradition. King Frederik of Denmark has stunned the world with a surprise move to protect his nephews after they were stripped of their royal titles in a highly controversial decision. This unexpected act of compassion and defiance has captured headlines across the globe, igniting passionate debates about family loyalty, duty, and the very purpose of royalty in the modern age. But before we dive into the full story behind this unprecedented royal drama, make sure to like this video, subscribe to BNews, and turn on your notifications. We bring you the most captivating, authentic, and human side of royal news, and we want to hear your take. Should royals prioritize family over protocol? Tell us your thoughts in the comments below. Now, let's uncover the full story of how King Frederik's surprising decision may change not just his nephews' lives, but the entire future of the Danish monarchy. When Queen Margrethe II of Denmark, the longest-reigning monarch in Europe at the time, announced in late 2022 that her son Prince Joachim's 4 children, Nikolai, Felix, Henrik, and Athena, would no longer hold the titles of prince and princess, the country erupted in shock and controversy. The move was justified by the palace as a modernization effort, ensuring that only the heirs closest to the throne would bear official titles and responsibilities. Yet, for many Danes, it felt unnecessarily harsh, especially given the young ages of the children involved. The news hit the family hard. Prince Joachim publicly expressed his heartbreak, saying his children felt excluded and lesser in the eyes of the family and the nation. His eldest son, Prince Nikolai, admitted he was blindsided and saddened by the announcement. Even as the dust began to settle, whispers persisted about growing tensions between Joachim's branch of the family and Crown Prince Frederik's, now King Frederik's. Fast forward to this year, with the passing of the crown to Frederik and Queen Mary following Margrethe's abdication, many wondered if the new monarch would address the family rift. The Danish public, while supportive of the monarchy, remained divided over the fairness of stripping children of their titles, and polls showed waning enthusiasm for such rigid traditions. Few could have predicted what happened next. In a heartfelt yet calculated move, King Frederik invited his nephews to Amalienborg Palace for a private audience, the first clear public gesture of reconciliation since the debacle. The meeting wasn't just a family reunion, it was a statement. Courtiers leaked that the king expressed regret over how the decision was handled, and though he stopped short of reinstating their titles outright, he pledged to ensure that his nephews would always be honored members of the royal family and invited to key state occasions. Photos of the meeting, showing Frederik warmly embracing Nikolai, Felix, Henrik, and Athena, spread like wildfire through Danish and international media. Many royal watchers described the images as some of the most emotional to come out of the palace in years. Here was a king putting family first, breaking through the icy veneer of royal tradition in favor of genuine human connection. The move has also fueled broader conversations about what it means to be royal in the 21st century. For generations, monarchies across Europe have prided themselves on maintaining distance and formality. But as public sentiment shifts toward transparency and relatability, King Frederik's bold step seems to signal a more modern, compassionate style of leadership. Palace insiders have hinted that Frederik's choice was influenced not just by his own relationship with his brother but also by his wife, Queen Mary. Known for her empathetic approach and keen understanding of public relations, Mary reportedly encouraged Frederik to make amends and demonstrate that the crown can be both firm and kind. Interestingly, the timing of the king's gesture coincides with growing public scrutiny over the future of smaller royal families. Sweden, Norway, and even Britain have been making moves to slim down their monarchies, often at the expense of extended family members. Frederik's intervention challenges the notion that slimming down must mean shutting out. The young generation of royals, too, has responded positively. Prince Nikolai, who has since pursued a career in modeling and academics, posted on his social media account shortly after the meeting, "Family is everything. Thank you, Uncle." The post garnered thousands of likes and supportive comments, with many praising the king for doing the right thing. Some observers caution that this gesture, while symbolic, doesn't fully resolve the underlying tension. After all, the formal revocation of the titles remains on the books, and there has been no announcement of reversing that decision. Still, the emotional weight of the king's actions cannot be understated. Public opinion has already shifted. A recent poll conducted just days after the meeting showed a 12% increase in approval ratings for King Frederik, with respondents citing his humanity and family values as key reasons. Even critics of the monarchy acknowledged that such moments remind people why they continue to support an institution that can sometimes seem outdated. Historians have drawn parallels to similar moments in royal history, such as when Queen Elizabeth II famously broke protocol to walk among mourners after Princess Diana's death, or when King Carl Gustaf of Sweden publicly apologized for past family scandals. These moments resonate because they demonstrate that royals, despite their unique positions, are ultimately human beings who care deeply for their loved ones. For King Frederik, the stakes were high. As a newly crowned monarch, his every move is scrutinized, and he is tasked with balancing modern expectations with centuries-old tradition. This surprising act may well define his reign as one characterized by empathy and progressiveness, a king who leads not only with duty but with heart. The Danish press has largely applauded the king's actions, with editorials praising his willingness to confront uncomfortable truths and repair damaged relationships. International media, too, have noted that Denmark's monarchy seems to be setting a new standard for how modern monarchs can remain relevant in an age of change. Critics, however, remain wary. Some argue that softening the blow without reversing the decision could be perceived as hollow, that if the king truly believes in his nephew's worth, he should restore their titles outright. Time will tell whether this is merely the first step in a longer journey toward full reconciliation. In the meantime, the images of Frederik standing shoulder to shoulder with his nephew serve as a powerful reminder of what monarchy can represent at its best: family unity, resilience, and the capacity to evolve while staying true to one's roots. So, what do you think? Was King Frederik right to intervene and make a public show of support for his nephews, or should royal tradition remain above personal feelings? Share your thoughts in the comments below, we'd love to hear your perspective.